Well, the mechanism of his exile is honestly one of the darkest aspects of this entire transition. It wasn't a simple disagreement over broadcast strategy or programming schedules.
No, it was rooted in an explosive moral and legal crisis.
Right. Jonathan and his wife Susie publicly brought forward allegations that their 5-year-old daughter had been sexually abused by a male relative.
And the accusation went even further than just the abuse itself, right? They alleged that Joni Lamb was aware of the abuse and actively engaged in covering it up to protect the family image and the ministry.
Yes, and the institutional response to this allegation is highly revealing. Instead of bringing in an independent third-party investigative firm with no ties to the network.
Which would be standard practice, right?
Yes, absolutely standard practice for an allegation of this magnitude. But Daystar opted to conduct an internal investigation.
An unaccountable entity investigating itself inside a black box.
Exactly. And unsurprisingly, this internal review concluded with a finding of no wrongdoing.
Of course it did.
Joni vehemently denied the allegations, characterizing them as a coordinated smear campaign designed to damage her leadership. But an internal clearance does not resolve public suspicion.
No, it often acts as an accelerant, making the institution look defensive and opaque.
Right. And once the internal investigation provided the board with legal cover, they transitioned from defense to offense. They utilized a deeply aggressive corporate maneuver against the heir.
The ultimatum.
Yes. The board presented Jonathan with a non-disclosure agreement.
And they told him he had to sign it, binding himself to silence regarding the allegations, the family dynamics, and the internal workings of the network.
Or you would lose everything.
Right. And when he refused to sign the NDA, they officially fired him in November 2024.
Consider the psychological and structural weaponization happening here.
It's wild.
In a standard tech company, an NDA is used to protect trade secrets or software code when an executive departs. In this religious empire, the NDA is being deployed to enforce silence on catastrophic moral failures and abuse allegations, entirely under the guise of protecting the ministry.
It's using corporate legal armor to shield the family from moral accountability. It's sickening.
And they didn't just use lawyers. They used profound spiritual pressure.
Right, because Jonathan and Susie documented their exile on platforms like TikTok and Instagram. They described a terrifying environment of intimidation, claiming they were being actively followed by private investigators hired by the network.
The transition from heir to enemy of the state was absolute.
But the most chilling detail to me involves a prominent ministry leader named Jimmy Evans.
Oh, this part is just extraordinary.
According to the internal accounts, Evans sat down with Jonathan during this whole crisis. And Evans didn't argue about fiduciary duty or corporate structure. He reportedly looked at Jonathan and told him that his mother, Joni, was the voice of God at Daystar.
The deployment of that specific phrase is a masterclass in spiritual abuse.
It really is.